It's gotten to the point where I have an unhealthy obsession with this animal. I don't think it's actually unhealthy, but like it is clear to me that I have an obsession with this animal. I don't know if it's like the fact that the dominant hormone in my body is estrogen, and now maybe there's more maternal instinct kicking in or something, but like I want to protect him. You know, I will lay my life on the line to protect this cat. I'm constantly worried about if he's like escaping the house, which like has never been a problem, but he's also very small, so you know, that's difficult. But like I fucking love this cat, and like the fact that I've never been able to cuddle a cat before in my life kind of way because I have cat allergies. So like, I don't know, it's just really cool to me. It makes me feel good as a human being. I have to go close the fucking fridge because it's beeping at me and I can hear it all the way over here because some dickhead in the house didn't close it all the way. Look who I found on the way. Ooh. God, I love this man so much. This is, so, I'm gonna be real with you, chat. I am very allergic to cats. I don't die, but it makes my life very bad. So I take 2 antihistamines a day. It's not good. It diminishes my energy levels. You know, my sinuses were fucked for a while. They still are, but you know, I got a septoplasty, which fixed my crooked ass fucking septum from, you know, just genetics and my development as a human being over the years. And so like I've grown up around animals my whole life. Birds, dogs, cats. But like I can never get too close to them because I'm allergic to both. Like I've never been able to cuddle an animal before. Except for a bird, because I'm not allergic to them. I've never been able to cuddle a cat. I've never been able to cuddle a dog. But Rubin is different because he is essentially hypoallergenic. No cat is actually like technically 100% hypoallergenic. I'm still allergic to like his saliva and the oils that his skin produces. So like I still have to wash my hands after handling him. If I ever touch my face, if I don't wash my hands, I'll get like an allergic reaction. I'll get like runny nose, fucking watery eyes, all this kind of shit. But because he's a Devon Rex and he has curly hair, his allergens don't get in the air. They're not airborne like, say, Artemis are. Or like a standard cat, they're shedding and whatnot. Their dander will go up in the air. Rubin, his hair is curly, so it doesn't. And that's essentially how he's hypoallergenic. And because of that, I can actually cuddle him. I can hold him for a while. He doesn't get hair all over my fucking clothes. Goodbye, boy. Boing. He doesn't get hair all over my clothes, so like I don't have like many problems of like, oh, I wash my hands, but like I still have Artemis fur all over my fucking shirt, and then I touch my shirt, and then I touch my face. You know, I don't have that problem with him either. And like this is the like genuinely the closest of a connection I've ever formed with an animal. Ever in my life. At the ripe old age of I'm now 28. And it feels really good. Fucking love this cat. Like up until this point in my life, I've never been, even though I've lived with animals my whole life, I've never been able to cuddle a cat or a dog. But now I can. And he's so good-natured and so loving, so full of energy, so playful. He's like a perfect cat. He's such a good cat. Like he's an abnormally good. All 3 of our cats. He is like the best-natured, most energetic, easiest, easygoing, etc., etc. Then it's Artemis, you know, who's a little bit more territorial. He's bigger and whatnot as well. So he's, you know, harder to hold and stuff like that. And for me, he's got like regular cat hair, so it gets all over me. It gets in the air. I have to be very careful about it and stuff like that. But he's like pretty easygoing. He's pretty happy, playful. And then Pigeon is still really happy, playful, etc. But she's also, like everybody else in this house, myself included, autistic. Because she's a Sphynx cat, she's naked. Not all Sphynx cats are like this, but for whatever reason, she really does not like being touched by skin. In this case, human skin. She is fine being touched by blankets. She loves being swaddled in blankets. It's her favorite thing. But she hates the touch of skin against skin. It gives her some kind of, you know, mental problem or physical problem, and she hates it. So it's harder to like hold her. She hates being held, and all that kind of thing. So it's harder for me to get closer to her. I still try, obviously. I still pet her, I scratch her, etc., etc. But like Rubin is the one cat that we have that I'm actually able to like be very, you know, I'm able to pick him up all the time. I'm able to pet him all the time. And I don't even have to wash my hands immediately after. With Artemis, I do, because I could have his hair on my hands, I can have his hair on my body, and all this kind of stuff. It keep like float in the air as well, so I have to be very careful about holding him. I usually only pet him when I know I'm gonna wash my hands, or like I'm in a position where I'm okay with washing my hands. I have actually considered getting gloves to be able to pet Artemis without having to wash my hands after, because that gets annoying. And in the winter, it fucks your hands up because they can dry out. I moisturize, but like sometimes it's not enough. And yeah, fuzzy ones might be good for Pigeon, I wonder. She likes like being slapped. Like all cats like the slappy pappy, but she seems to like it more. It's kind of like when you have an itch that you can't really scratch, so you hit it instead. It's like that. Like, if you've ever had an itch that you know you should not scratch, but you, like, hit it, because, like, you don't want to scratch it open, whatever it is. But you can hit it, and it won't open whatever it is that's scratching and make it worse or get infected or whatever, and it still kind of itches the scratch. I imagine it's something like that with her, and that she likes the slappy pappy and whatnot more than other cats, because all cats do, like, when you do that, they just like it. It gets them rowdy a lot of the time. They get, like, playful and aggressive in a playful way as well, which is fun. Anyway, it's gotten to the point where I have an unhealthy obsession with this animal. I don't think it's actually unhealthy. But like it is clear to me that I have an obsession with this animal. I have like I don't know if it's like the fact that the dominant hormone in my body is estrogen, and now maybe there's more maternal instinct kicking in or something. But like I want to protect him. You know, I will lay my life on the line to protect this cat. I'm constantly worried about like if he's like escaping the house, which like it's never been a problem. But he's also very small, so you know that's difficult. And also, I've been having dreams with a recurring pattern where he's in them, and I have to protect him because he's a stupid asshole. So in my dreams, it'll often be the case that he is outside of the house. Like, he'll be brought somewhere, either by me or somebody else who, like, has, you know, authority over him, I guess. And he's out in the wild, and he's fine. Like, he's able to run around and whatnot, but I always have to worry, like, is he gonna run further away? Is there anything around that could hurt him, et cetera, stuff like that. Like, he's off a leash. Like, that's the recurring theme in that dream. And I think it's because I care about him so much, and I never have before. And I do constantly, you know, I'm worried about all of the cats. But, like, I fucking love this cat in a different way. In, like, the fact that I've never been able to fucking cuddle a cat before in my life kind of way, because the other two cats, Pigeon doesn't like cuddling, even though I could, because she is also hypoallergenic in the same, like, similar way as Rubin. Like I say, her oils I'm still allergic to, but yada, yada, yada. And I can't cuddle Artemy, obviously, because, you know, he's a standard cat for haver, so I can't do that. So, like, I don't know, it's just really cool to me. Makes me feel good as a human being to have a familiar, as it were. Tap your scalp so you don't mess up with your hair. Yeah, that's another thing. Like, people with, you know, with the hairstyle that you don't want to fuck up. I know, like, people who have their hair twisted as well. I think also with dreads, you have to do this. You'll do this to itch your head if you have an itch, because you don't want to fuck with your hair. But also, itching your scalp with your nails is also not that great, because you can scratch up your scalp, and, like, you can get dandruff and yada, 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 all this kind of shit. It's generally speaking, not good to scratch your scalp with your nails anyway. But yeah, anyway, there's that. I know that's the thing. Anyway, cats are good. I'm a big fan. If you are allergic to them, but you would like to have a cat, it's not going to be easy to, like, because obviously you want to adopt and don't shop. The only reason, by the way, we have a Sphynx cat and a Devon Rex is because they're hypoallergenic because of me. If I didn't have allergies, we would likely be adopting, like, just standard-ass fucking cats out there. But, like, specifically because more cats in this house would fucking ruin my life. I literally, like I say, I have to take 2 antihistamines every day, and it doesn't even solve all the problems. And that, like, ruins my energy levels, et cetera, et cetera. I sacrifice a lot for the fact that Artemy lives here and I love him. Yeah, factory settings cat. There are many like it, but this one is mine. But, so it's going to be harder to, like, find and adopt, you know, a hypoallergenic cat. So unfortunately, a lot of the time you may have to go to a breeder, and in that way you would want to research them and see, like, their breeding practices and all that. We found good ones. That was only because we wanted a friend for Artemy, because he was an only cat for a while. He wasn't when he was younger, but the other cat ended up moving out with their owner. So then he was an only cat for a while, so we really wanted to get him another cat. So then we got Pigeon, and the reason why we got a Sphynx is because I have cat allergies, so we wanted a hypoallergenic cat, because, you know, Artemy's allergens already do a number on me. And then Pigeon and Artemy didn't, like, gel together as much for a variety of reasons. Pigeon is smaller, she's hairless, so she doesn't have the armor of fur for, like, rough play, because cats will fucking swat at each other and whatnot. Also, there's, like, a weird dynamic of Artemy being a male cat and Pigeon being a female cat. So there's probably some fucking lizard brain shit going on there with why they can't play like a male cat and a male cat might. They're both fixed, obviously, so it's not, like, a problem. But there's also that. Also, Pigeon's got a specific kind of cat autism as well, like I described before. So then we ended up getting a third cat because we were hoping that that would be the middle ground, you know, a cat that would be good with both other cats and kind of be the glue that holds them together. We tried first with a Devon Rex named Daniil, who unfortunately passed away because of genetic conditions that we couldn't do anything about. Tried our best. He had a really good life for as much of it he had, but the brightest stars burn out the fastest. And then later on after that, we ended up getting Rubin, and he's been fucking poggers, man. The Closest I've ever been to an animal. Another animal, I should say, because that's technically correct, because humans are also an animal. We're just, you know, at the top, as it were, which is why we make a distinction between humans and non-human animals. Anyway, hypoallergenic cat, good. Also, a lot of people have problems with their cats because, like, one, if you adopt a cat, it's possible that cat has a lot of trauma because they don't have, you know, they're in a fucking shelter. It's going to be harder for that cat to, you know, be nice and whatnot. A lot of cat behavior is nurture and not nature. Because, like, a lot of people think, like, oh, I don't like cats because they're all mean and rude. And that's not the case. Like, I've lived with cats and seen cats who are mean and rude. And that is often not because that's just how cats are. That's often because they had a rough life growing up. They have a lot of trauma. And unfortunately, therapy for cats is not that easy to get. It's not even easy to get for humans. So, you know, there's that. But, like, if you treat cats well, if you raise them well, all 3 of our cats are behaviorally very good. And, you know, a lot of that's nurture. So don't believe the hype in the anti-cat hatred propaganda that's out there. Now, of course, if you are adopting, which you should, if you are adopting an older cat, you do run the risk of, you know, that cat having a lot of baggage that you're going to have to work through, which is still, you know, that's a worthwhile endeavor in its own right. However, if you're able to adopt a younger cat, or if you are in a position where you're allergic to cats, and you usually, like I say, these cats are not really often in shelters or up for adoption, finding a, you know, a good, as ethical as is possible breeder for that specific hypoallergenic cat can be a good way for you to get a nice little companion to love very much. Good. A big fan. Anyway, is that a segment? I guess.